All right, let's begin with our first appearance docket. And I'll let you know if I've determined probable cause, and then we'll also talk about release conditions. So you have the right to remain silent. Everything that you say in this courtroom today is being recorded and can be used against you. So I encourage you to speak with your attorney before speaking on the record. Let's begin with Karen Rangel.
Judge, she's here present at Maine. Come on up, Miss Rangel. And she informed me that she's going to be hiring her own attorney, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Rangel, you are charged with DUI, and I've found probable cause. You have a bond of $500, okay?
Okay,
All right, good luck.
thank you, thank you.
All right, Donisha Mickle,
Staying in North Broward.
North Broward. All right. Are you standing for Ms. Mickle? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Mickle, you're before the court on a trespassing charge, and I find probable cause.
Your Honor, Nancy Madison, pretrial services. She's currently out on pretrial for case number 1900610 CF10A for possession of butanol. And she was placed on pretrial August 21st of this year.
Okay.
Requesting a pretrial release.
All right, all right, let me ask, what kind of, what, what does Ms. Mickle's, criminal history look like?
Other than the pending felony case, disorderly conduct, trespass 2016, loitering, prowling 2016.
All right, Mr. Reed, do you have any input? Have you had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Mickle?
Yes, Judge, I'd ask you not to take any action against Ms. Mickles' pretrial release conditions. I understand from looking at the file that the case is being worked on. She has a public defender assigned to represent her on that matter. There was something else I wanted to check. So I would ask the court not to take any action, and I was actually going to ask the court to consider releasing Ms. Mickle on her own recognizance on this charge.
All right, Ms. Mickle is 21 years old. And she was placed on pretrial August when again? I'm sorry, the 1st? August 1st? And she has not, 21st?
Yes,
And she has not reported at all.
correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay.
Ms. Mickle, who do you live with?
My mom, I want to be released today.
Oh.
When I got released, you did not give me no court papers, and they said I have another court date on my birthday. I don't know who hit my birthday like that.
And what exactly is your address?
In Liberty City in Miami. Somebody did not come pick me up. My mom and my dad, they never come pick me up.
All right,
This is-
She's pretty much correct, Judge. I show that she has an upcoming court date for October 4th, and I think her birthday is actually October 5th.
yeah, but you know, there are other concerns.
I understand.
And she didn't show up for pretrial, so I don't know, you know, how that's, and it is a felony charge.
She's been in Judge Lerner mental health division before.
Yeah, I'm suspecting that there is some issue there. If Mr. Reedy has no objection as to the new arrest, I'll sign an order to transfer to that division.
I have no objection.
All right, so for the new arrest, I'll send Ms. Mickle to Judge Lerner Rent's division. And on the felony charge of this, on the pretrial request, at this time, I'm not going to take any action. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
We'll figure out what's going on.
Wait, I'm getting released. Can I get released, please?
No, not today. All right, Billy Santisteban.
She's in North Broward, Judge.
She's
This
in
is
North
a municipal ordinance.
All right. All right, ma'am, you're before the court on a misdemeanor capias on a municipal ordinance matter.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not gonna get in here when my phone go off.
The charge is for possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there something else holding you in custody at this time?
It's my burglary charge. And I need to know when I go to court for it. I don't even know.
All right, well, I don't have all that, you have that information?
This is the only thing that she's being held on right now.
Okay, all right. So just the municipal ordinance is holding her in custody. All
Oh,
right,
yeah?
well, that's what confinement says, so,
They may have, well, they just ran her, so unless something pops up.
is there some burglary charge that she's talking about?
I'm on bond for that.
Did you post the bond?
Yes.
All right, so what do you want to do with this municipal ordinance matter?
I mean, I would like to resolve it today.
All right, if you want to resolve this, and just so you know, it's only the municipal ordinance charge, okay?
Yeah.
I'll sentence you to adjudication and time served.
Thank you.
All right, so I need to take a plea, so please raise your hand, your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down.
Okay.
And do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
And you understand you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Uh-huh.
Yes or no? You
Yes.
understand? Okay. Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
And do you
I'm
understand?
okay.
And, well, no, that's not the question. Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
Okay. And do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What plea do you wish to enter? Guilty or no contest?
No contest.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is adjudication and time served. Good luck.
So I'm going home today?
If there's nothing else holding you in custody,
That's what you just said. There's nothing else holding me.
I don't know that there's nothing else holding you in custody. You said you posted the bond on the other case. We just resolved only the municipal ordinance matter, and that's all I am sure about.
Thank
Okay,
you.
all right? Shelley Davenport. All right, Ms. Davenport is before the court on a misdemeanor capias on a petty theft charge. And, let's see. This, capias was issued on April 17th of this year because you did not show up for arraignment on that case. So, I find probable cause.
Excuse me for a second. I actually have I have a paper in my wallet. I had an original court date, and I was supposed to go. I'm not exactly what it was sure what it was for, but I was supposed to go, and I went to the courthouse, and I went up and down. I went everywhere. I took my boyfriend with me, and they said that they looked through everything and they couldn't find my name, no court date for me or anything. So they gave me a paper and they stamped it and signed it. It said, come back and follow through in a week, like every other week. And that's what I did. But I never got any information about the 17th.
So let me get this straight.
All right.
Are you interested in possibly resolving the case today, Ms.
There's
Davenport?
restitution,
There's restitution.
yes.
Where is this theft from?
I think it's from an individual.
It's I guess
One moment.
Uh-oh.
Every other day.
I know in the, when she was arrested, she was turning items back to the store.
No,
Yes,
but
I-
Okay,
that
no,
was
no.
August 26th. That's how
Right,
she was
right.
arrested, but this was previous.
No, I understand
I
that.
don't
Your
even
Honor?
see that,
I've got it. The state, the offer is to withholding court costs.
okay.
Ms. Davenport, would you like to accept that offer? We no conviction on your record, but you would have to pay court costs within the next 6 months.
yes.
All right, as just so we're clear, because you were arrested on August 26th, that's not the incident that you're here for today. I don't know that there's anything that's gonna come out of that. But, because you did say that she made some comment about, and it sounded like she's talking about this August 26th arrest.
Yeah, I was.
All right, so I don't know if anything is going to come out of that, but just so you know that, what was the incident date on this case, Mr. Linder?
February 13th at Walmart in.
This is an incident from February from Walmart. That's the case that we are here on today, okay? All right, so the sentence is going to be a withhold adjudication in court costs. Do you wish to accept that?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No.
You understand you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea, you are giving up that right?
Yes.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
And do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes.
All right, what plea do you wish to enter, guilty or no contest?
Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Your sentence is a withhold adjudication and court cost, okay? All right,
Thank you.
okay.
All right, good luck.
Alyssa Krukey,
She's a North Broward judge, and she was wondering if her bond had been posted.
has been. All right, so Ms. Krukey, you're before the court. Charge one, possession of fentanyl. Number two, possession of cocaine. Number three, possession of drug paraphernalia. Four, operating without a valid driver's license. And the other two are traffic infractions, and I find probable cause, and I have been advised that your bond has been posted, okay?
It has been posted?
It has been posted, yes.
Oh my gosh, okay.
All right,
All right, remember what I said, Alyssa.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Danielle Merico,
Should be at Maine.
Daniel Merico.
He's here, present. Judge approaching. Come on up, Mr. Miracle.
All right, Mr. Merica is before the court on 3 misdemeanor cases. This was issued August 20th of this year. They were, all 3 of them were issued on August 20th of this year. It's 3 different cases, and it's the same charges of obstructing traffic and no permit. All right? So, what does Mr. Merica want to do today?
Judge and Speaker Miracle, my understanding is he wishes to resolve these matters.
Okay?
Now, also, my understanding, Judge, is I believe he's been in custody since August 7th. He has another similar charge to this, which is, I believe, a $25 bond. He wishes to also see if the court would be willing to resolve that case as well.
Your Honor declined to make an offer on that matter because Mr.
I thought so.
Marico comes through here so often.
I don't remember that. I believe Mr. Miracle advised me, and I could be wrong. I believe someone made him an offer of 10 days. And I believe he, from what he told me, he initially declined. But now he wishes, since he's been in custody since August 7th, he wishes to try and resolve all these matters at this time. But I don't remember. I don't have an independent recollection of what happened.
I mean,
Are you able to,
I think that sounds right, that on
It sounds
the
right.
top count, there was a 10-day offer.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't remember.
do we know that, Mr. Linder, are you able to locate the other case?
oh, sure, that's
Number?
that's not a problem.
He's been in custody since when?
August
7th.
7th.
The other case number is 19-8302 MM10A, obstruction of highway.
Okay. All right, if Mr. Merica wants to resolve the case, all the cases, it'll be including the 19-8302 MM10A. I'll sentence him to time served.
You wish to accept this, sir? Yes. He wishes to accept the court's offer, Judge.
All right, please raise your right hand. Swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
And you understand that you do have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No, Your Honor.
And you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? What plea do you wish to enter? Guilty or no contest?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is adjudication, time served, on all the counts, Madam Clerk. There's one case that is not on our docket. Mr. Linder, you can correct me if I'm wrong. 19-8302 MM10A. We need to add that to the sentence.
You're
Right?
correct, Judge. It's obstruction of highway.
Okay. Yes. All right. All right. Akshay Sharma,
Bonded.
bonded. Brandon Pierre,
Mr. Pierre is approaching. Come on up, Mr. Pierre. And Judge, when we spoke to him, he declined to serve as public defender. He will be hiring his own attorney.
all right. So, Mr. Pierre, that's correct that you will be hiring your own private counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, as far as today's proceedings, you are representing yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You are before the court this afternoon. Charge 1 is grand theft. Number 2 is grand theft auto. Number 3 is, having a forged or altered credit card. And number 4 is engaging in criminal offense with a weapon, okay? I find probable cause as to those charges, and I'll hear from the state.
One moment, Judge. Misdemeanor priors. Your Honor, he has misdemeanor priors. That being said, the state would be requesting a $10,000 bond. There is a concern while committing these felony offenses, he was in possession of a firearm with a magazine containing 21 rounds.
You're asking for a $10,000 bond on what?
Oh, I'm sorry, on count 4.
All right, Mr. Pierre, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of work do you do?
Glass company.
And how long have you been working for that glass company?
Like 3 months.
How much money do you make?
Weekly, 500, 550.
And what kind of responsibilities do you have? Do you pay rent?
Yes, ma'am.
How much rent do you pay?
1,064.
That per month?
Yes.
And do you have any children? Who do you live with?
Yes, ma'am. Just me and my mom.
Okay, and are you supporting any children?
Yes.
How many?
1.
Okay. All right, as to count number 4, I am going to impose a $5,000 bond, so you have a total of $8,000 in bond, okay?
Okay.
All right, Brian Brutus,
Mr. Brian Brutus is approaching, Judge. He also declined the services of the public defender. He advised me that he is going to hire his own private attorney.
okay? All right, Mr. Brutus, just to confirm, you are going to hire your own private counsel, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so as far as today's proceedings, you are representing yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you are before the court on charge 1, battery on an officer or firefighter. Number 2 is possession of MDMA. And I find probable cause, state?
Your Honor, I'd be requesting a $2,500 bond on 1.
Okay. All right, sir, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I work at a construction site.
And how much money do you make?
I make on a good day, I make 80 a day.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
and who do you live with?
I stay with my stepmom.
All right. And now, state, what was his priors?
He had a, he had a theft earlier this year in Bay County and a burglary of a dwelling as a juvenile in 2016.
All right. So who's gonna hire this private attorney that you're planning on hiring? Mr. Brutus,
What happened, ma'am?
who's going to be paying for the private attorney that you're gonna hire?
Oh, I am.
All right, you have a $2,500 bond on 1, and number 2, you have a $1,000 bond, so you have a total of $3,500. All right, Ethan Delicat,
Mr. Delicat is approaching, Judge, and this gentleman also advised me that he's going to retain his own private attorney.
okay? All right, so Mr. Delicat, good afternoon, sir. You are before the court. Charge 1 is grand theft of a firearm. Number 2 is carrying a concealed firearm. I find probable cause for these charges. Mr. Delicat, is it correct that you'll be hiring a private attorney?
Yes.
All right, and so as far as today's proceedings, you are representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so find probable cause state.
Yes, Your Honor. I wasn't gonna be asking for any kind of bond
Okay.
application.
All right, so sir, you have a total of $2,000 in bond, 1,000 on each charge, okay?
All right, but I already posted my bond. You think it's posted yet?
Yes, it's posted.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Eric Pena,
He is here, Judge, approaching. Come on up, Mr. Pena.
Mr. Pena is before the court on aggravated battery on an officer and grand theft auto. I find probable cause. We need to set a bond on one,
One moment, Judge.
okay?
Your Honor, is this it? Your Honor, the state's gonna be requesting a $20,000 bond on count one, pretrial release of the GPS monitor, noting while driving a stolen vehicle, Mr. Pena intentionally drove his car into an arresting officer's vehicle, putting that officer at risk. All this while Mr. Pena has just been released from state prison January 1st of this year. In 2012, he had attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling, trafficking in stolen property, carrying concealed firearm, and false ownership info to a pawnbroker. He was sentenced to 6 years state prison.
Judge, Mr. Pena did advise me as far as his record. Since he got out, he's been living with his father. His father rents an apartment in Fort Lauderdale where he's been residing for about now 8 months. My understanding is his father basically does scrap metal for a living, so his financial resources are limited. Now, Mr. Pena did manage to find employment. He was working for a landscaping company, but now, unfortunately, lost his job, and now he's currently seeking other employment. Judge, he believes if the court were inclined to set somewhere around maybe a $3,000 bond on count one, along with count two, $1,000 or $4,000 bond, is something maybe his father can come up with using the services of a bondsman. I do understand as far as his record and the seriousness of this allegation, so that's why also we would be asking for the court to consider level 2 pretrial release.
All right, I'm gonna impose a $7,500 bond on one, $1,000 on two will remain, and then he'll also be on a level 2 pretrial supervision, okay? Jose Cruz.
Mr. Cruz, come on up, please. Come on up, sir.
Mr. Cruz is before the court on a trespassing on occupied structure or conveyance. That's number one. Number two is a felony capias that has a no bond hold and is not for magistrate. And Mr. Cruz will see his division judge tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. I find probable cause. I'm going to leave the bond in place on one, okay?
Thank you.
Daniel Stennett.
Mr. Senate, come on up, please.
Mr. Stennett, you're before the court because you have a charge one, possession of MDMA, 2 and 3, felony violation of probation, 4 and 5, the same thing. Those are all no bond holds. You see your division judge tomorrow morning. I find probable cause, and the bond on one is $1,000. All right, and Markinson Valimir. Mr. Valamir's bond has been posted. Okay. Is this Mr. Valimir?
Yes, Judge.
All right, sir, on that, you have a traffic capias and a violation of felony probation. Both have bonds attached to them, and confinement has advised me that your bond has been posted. Does that mean, okay, so his hearing for tomorrow will be canceled because he won't be in custody. His bond has been posted. We know? It'll be deleted, right? Because it's only if he's in custody, these status. All
I
right, sir.
told him to look out for a notice in the mail as far as when his court date's coming up.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Good luck to you.
All right, I have paperwork for John Gabler, but Mr. Gabler was on the docket this morning,
Correct.
so he shouldn't be here, is that correct?
That is
All
correct.
right, so we can delete Mr. Gabler, okay? And then on our misdemeanor hearing docket, we have Todd Durkin.
Judge, he was here in Maine.
Yeah.
Or been advised he's a medical reset.
Oh,
It was a reset this morning.
oh, okay. All right, so Stephen Theriault.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, sir. You have a trespassing charge. Mr. Theriault was arrested August 23rd.
There was, yes.
Is there something else holding you in custody?
Just a $25 bond, which I don't have any cash with me, and I didn't have any cash available or anyone to get me cash right away.
All right. So, do you want to resolve the case today?
Probably, I just kinda wanna get back to my loved ones, you know.
Well, you need to tell me what it is that you want to, what are your expectations today? Because I'm asking if you want to resolve the case and you said probably. I
Well, I mean,
don't.
yes, you know, given the right conditions and everything is, you know, on the up and up, yeah, I'd be willing to. I'll
Yes.
play no contest,
Yeah, you
if
know,
give me R and R or something.
Yes, yes or no is always a good response. So
I would
let's,
like to resolve, yes, I
so,
would like to resolve it, yes.
so let's start again, okay? How much bond does Mr. Theriault have on this?
$25.
$25. And is there anything else holding him in custody? All right, so Mr. Theriault, here are your options. You can, as you said before, you don't have the money to pay the bond, but you can pay your bond, or you can resolve your case today. Which option do you choose?
Well, since I don't have the money, I would like to resolve the case.
All right. And your sentence, sir, you've been in already 5 days. I'll sentence you to time served.
Thank you.
All right. So you wish to accept that?
I would like to accept that, yes.
All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
Yes, I do.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No,
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
no.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, I don't, not in this case, no.
All right? And you understand you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
I realize that, yes.
And have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
Years ago, yes. I mean, a while ago. I'm currently under no medication or diagnosis.
All right. Yes or no is still always a good response, okay?
Well, yes, in the past, yes.
All right. Is there anything about that treatment in the past that today would affect your decision-making?
No, all the.
Yes or no is a good response.
Yes or no, sir?
All right?
No,
And do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
yes.
All right. What plea do you wish to enter? Guilty or no contest?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given, and your sentence is adjudication credit for any time that you've served. All right?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Matthew Oates,
Not have him on the docket this morning as well?
I
Mr.
thought
Oates is here
so.
present,
Oh,
Judge?
yes,
Is he?
okay.
That's the part.
Yeah, he was a reset or
address.
something this morning. I'm almost.
He's here.
All right, so Mr. Oates, you are here for, because of the August 24th arrest, okay? But did he have his first appearance already? I don't think,
He did over the weekend.
oh, over the weekend, okay. All right, so you have 2 misdemeanor charges, and I don't know, what's going on with Mr. Oates?
He's charged with obstruction by disguised person resisting without violence. If he wishes to resolve the case, he offers adjudication time served
Okay,
on both counts.
He wishes to accept the state's offer, Judge.
all right, Mr. Oates, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Oates, do you understand everything we've discussed here today?
I do, ma'am?
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
Not at all.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I am not, ma'am.
And do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, I do not.
And do you understand, sir, that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
I accept that.
And have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
Have not.
And do you understand, sir, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
I understand that.
What plea do you wish to enter, Mr. Oates? Guilty or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is adjudication and time served. Good luck, sir. All right, and on our felony docket, Matthew Morgan.
No brows on it.
All right,
It's supposed to be his misdemeanor case, Judge, not his felony case. The felony case was addressed yesterday, which he's already resolved this matter. We're gonna be declining the misdemeanor battery. If Mr. Reedy wants to prepare an order, the case number is 197078 MM10A.
all right, so yes, he was,
1970
sorry. You can give him the case number.
197078 MM10A.
All right, so Mr.
Charges
Morgan
battery.
was here yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, and you resolved? What happened yesterday?
He already resolved the felony case before yesterday.
Okay,
He was still being held on a misdemeanor case. The public, and I don't know why this keeps happening.
yeah,
Whenever the public defender's office puts a misdemeanor case on the motion to release email, that person never gets set on the misdemeanor docket. And I don't know if it's, the emails aren't getting sent to the right person in the clerk's office, but they did set his misdemeanor battery case. Obviously, he's not, that case isn't on the misdemeanor docket. That being said, we're declining it, so I don't have an objection to the court just granting a motion to ROR.
But are we granting the ROR on the case that we have on the docket? Because
No,
this-
there's nothing to do. He's not being held on that.
Okay.
It was-
So
he
this
pled the
grand
case out.
theft and the driving while license suspended, those are all,
He pled the case out already.
all right. So it is on the case number that you gave us, Mr. Reedy's writing an order?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'll sign that order on the ROR. Mr. Morgan, you're creating lots of confusion over here.
Sorry.
Okay, all right, take care, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Anthony Roberson?
No problem. How you doing, Joe?
Hello, Mr. Roberson, you're before the court. Is this a 30-day motion?
It is, Your Honor. The state has not filed an information. I spoke to the assigned case filer. He is entitled to an ROR. I would ask that if you could just advise Mr. Roberson with respect to the original no victim contact order.
All right, Mr. Roberson, the state has not yet formally filed a charge on this case, and so you are entitled to an ROR, and I'll sign that order at this time. There are no contact orders that are previously in place remains. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, just so you understand, this does not mean that the state cannot file the charges after today, okay? These are felony charges, and so they do have up to 175 days to file the charges, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to make sure, if you have attorney, if you have counsel, that you pay attention, you speak with your attorney, or you check your email or whatever, so that you know if you have to come back to court on these charges.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Eric Redmond,
He's here, a main judge approaching.
all right, so Mr. Redmond, it looks like he was arrested July 26th, so,
Your Honor, the state has not filed an information at this time. He's entitled to an ROR.
all right, so Mr. Redmond, I'm signing that order granting the ROR at this time. And just also, so you know, it doesn't mean the state can't file the charges after this, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Angelica Doe?
Anyone?
I'm sorry, who did you call, Your Honor?
Doe, Angelica Doe?
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. All right, so Ms. Doe was arrested August 23rd. So this would be a second look at her bond status. How much bond does Ms. Doe?
She's got
cur-
$1,100 worth of bond.
How much?
$1,100.
1,100, okay.
It looks like they weren't able to get, Angelica Doe's not her name.
Well, I kind of suspected
Yeah,
that.
it would appear her name's Angelica Duncanson. From what I can tell, she wasn't really providing much information. It does show on the booking sheet that her residence is in Tallahassee,
Okay,
so I don't know what her ties are to South Florida.
okay.
May I
And-
speak,
and-
Your Honor?
Hold on just a moment. And are there, on either name, do we have priors?
She had a domestic violence battery in 2015 in Broward, to see if there's anything else out there, and under the name Angelica Duncanson. I'd have to check to see if there's anything else.
But that was 2015, right here in Broward.
Yes.
Okay,
It was adjudication withheld, though.
okay.
Let out.
Is there something else that you wanted to say, or do you want to talk to your attorney first?
I wanted to see if I can get released on, R&R or pretrial release, because I can't afford the bond. No, there's nothing else I wish to say.
All right, well, are you working?
Currently, no.
And who do you live with?
As was stated earlier, I live in Tallahassee. I just moved up there. I live by myself. Section 8. So,
I was down here for a weekend to visit my mom. That's it.
Okay.
Just looking over the report, apparently it wasn't just law enforcement that she wasn't giving information to, she wouldn't even give hospital staff information.
Your Honor, I was in and out of. I
Don't
was
say
passing
anything
out.
else, Miss Angelica.
All right, well,
was passed out.
what I have, what I've heard today is that you do live in Tallahassee and, you're not employed and you can't afford the bond, but you don't live within the Tri-County area.
I do. My mother stays.
Well,
I can live
you,
with her.
you didn't tell me that.
No, that's what I said. I was down here visiting my mother. I could stay with my mother.
I will, release her to pretrial on an ankle monitor, so this is they're gonna have to verify the address. So you need to be able to give information because it's going to be pending now verification.
Okay.
And, you'll be on an ankle monitor, which means that you have to stay in Broward County or the Tri-County
Okay.
area,
Okay.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Renee Morris,
Bonded,
bonded,
yes.
okay? And Kirsten Moore,
Oh, Broward, Your Honor.
all right? All right, so Ms. Moore was arrested August 22nd. So this is for a second look at her bond status, and how much bond is Ms. Moore have?
It's like $1,100, Judge.
Okay,
Ms. Moore has a lengthy history coming through this division, normally on theft-related matters. She's gone through mental health court. Says this was at a Home Depot parking lot. She was checking the door handles on 3 different vehicles until I guess she found one that was not locked and went inside the victim's vehicle. Showing felony theft 2018, where she was sentenced to 364 days. 2016, attempted burglary of a conveyance. She was placed on 2 years mental health probation. She violated her probation. Trespass, theft, another theft, another theft, another theft. Failure to pay restaurant, multiple trespasses.
all right, I'm going to deny the ROR on Ms. Moore at this time and leave her bond in place, okay? All right, Darius McCoy, everybody's gone
He
with
should
Mr.
be at North
McCoy.
Broward.
I thought he said, okay. All right, so Mr. McCoy was arrested August 24th. He also has a second look at his bonds. How much bond does he have and
It's
what's his?
$1,000. I could have sworn that Mr. McCoy was before the court yesterday.
He was before the court
And I
yesterday.
think I think the court was advised he would be posting, a family member would be
Oh.
posting.
I spoke with his mother after court yesterday. I think she does ultimately plan on bonding him out, but she's not ready to do that just yet.
Okay. All
And he has
right,
nowhere to go if he's released. If she bonds him out, she'll take him in the house,
okay.
all right? In fact, she called me back again today, but I wasn't able to reach her. So I'm going to keep reaching out to your mom, Darius.
Yes,
All right? Okay, so be patient.
All right, we'll leave the bond in place. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I believe we're at the end of our docket for this afternoon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deputy.
Have a good day.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes. On who? Kirsten Moore was denied. Okay.